Everybody says it comes down to this day, and honestly, I think you lose sight of what you had to do to get to this point. It's the 5 races before this, up to this point, and it's the whole shot wins, it's the round wins, it's the calls that my crew chief makes on the racetrack. There's just so much that goes into it that comes down to this last day, and I think we, obviously we emphasize, this is the day, but it definitely takes everything to come into play to put yourself in the position. It's really going to come down to who wakes up on the right side of the bed and how how it all works out. We're all going to go out there and race as hard as we can, try to race the racetrack. Dickie Venables, he's a great racer. I've been fortunate to be around a lot of crew chiefs and see a lot of different ways to tune race cars and the way these guys race. And Dickie's not a guy that goes out here and just tries to run low ET of every round just because he wants to pound on his chest and say, look what I did. He really is a racer on Sunday, and I think that goes a long, long ways in doing what we do as a team. Don has really put a team and a car in place that
first win of the year. How much has this been eating on you and your team, man?
You know what? It takes a lot of pressure off. And, Dickie Venables has been beating himself up. And, you just got to keep rooting that guy on because he's smart, and he's got it together now. And when the car's going down the racetrack and he's racing smart, so just super proud of my guys.
Matt, much has been made about your physical conditioning, building up, working out, but really probably the most conditioning you've done is your mental conditioning for this moment.
Yeah, honestly, I'd love to say, it's because I can bench 350 pounds or, you can press and clean this or that or whatever, but it's not really about that. When you're physically fit, you become mentally fit, but there's also a lot of stuff that you got to do with the mental game. Read a lot of books about the mental game, try to do some of that. I've worked with sports psychologists about, keeping the mental edge, and I really think that helps my lights a lot, I want to do that extra that nobody else is out there doing, and, and that's what it takes, because, these guys, a lot of them, they go home after the winter and they sit around and they don't do anything, play golf with their friends or something, and I want to sit on that practice tree. I want to have the mental edge. I want to do whatever it takes to keep digging to make sure that we turn those win lights on and give my team all that I have. I want to put it out there, and at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, if you know that you gave all, that's all you can do. So it just, to me, I know what type of team's around me. I know what kind of car I'm sitting in, and I don't want to be the weak link, so I want to go do whatever it takes.
Hagan out in first round. John Force has to go 2 rounds further for his 15th championship.
Man. Boy, the crowd goes crazy, as well they should. Not only was it, just a great drag race, but Bob Tasca upset Matt Hagan. Wow.
Matt Hagan in 2010 compared to the Matt Hagan in 2014, thinking your way through this, how much of a difference did you see in Matt Hagan then to today?
Matt is a totally different person today. He's driven, he works at being the best that you can be out there. In 2010, Matt wanted to drive a race car, did a good job of driving a race car, and it was okay. But his team and he himself has driven him to what he is today, both physically and mentally. Mentally more than physically. You all see the physical side of it. I see the mental side of it. This guy is driven. He's one of the best out here, to say the least.
You had seen the Mad Hagan back in 10 and 11 and all that. How much working with you have you seen him mentally strengthen?
Well, in the 2 years I've been here, obviously he had won a championship before I was a part of the team. So, but in the last 2 years, just like Don pointed out, he's really driven to be the best out there, and you know, I think he worked on the physical part of it, but what I see, same thing, is mentally. It's something you have to be prepared for mentally, and he really works hard at it and does a great job at it.
It's just, you don't win these things very often, you know, and there's a lot of guys that have been out here their entire career and still are trying to do what we just did. So you take it, you know, you take it in and you understand how important this is and how much and how blessed you are to be in this situation.